Hello, it's me. So, there is 1 minute missing from the Department of Justice's Epstein security tapes footage. And Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, tasked with cleaning up the FBI under Trump, just as it says there on the screen, and who, before Trump came to power, vowed no price was too scary to pay in bringing and releasing this information. So, let's have a look to see what he has to say for himself. We know, don't we, really? But shout out to DC Shorts for their coverage. Go over and give them some love.
There is video. That is something the public
does not. There's video of him killing himself.
No, not the actual act, but the entire MCC Bay. It was only one camera. There were other. There's video that when you look at the video, and we will release. That's what's taken a while on this.
We'll release it. It's what's taken a while. It doesn't take that long to cut a minute out of footage, does it? So, what we're looking at here is a small little communal area, it looks like. A balustrade, a banister, and you're looking down into an open area off which there are secondary areas which contain 6 or 8 cells each, leading off this area that you can see past the banister there. If you look very closely, to the left of the green door in the middle of the screen, you'll see what looks like a series of white stripes leading upwards. That's actually the very edge of the stairs leading up to the area where Jeffrey Epstein is being held. He is directly on the right of those stairs, at the top of the stairs. So I'm not sure if they're going to show it, but you see a guard walking by, you see somebody or something orange being carried up the stairs, or somebody wearing orange walking up the stairs. And of course, we know the prisoners wear those orange jumpsuits. And there's, as I say, a minute missing.
Working on cleaning it up to make sure you have an enhanced, and we're going to give the original so you don't think there were any shenanigans.
There's a minute missing. No shenanigans.
Look here, this is Jeffrey Epstein.
Right, there you go. So
if you were thinking...
Now, I've not seen this bit of footage. So apparently that's, and I say apparently that's Jeffrey Epstein, because at this point, after Pam Bondi said that she was looking at the client list, and now magically there's no client list, what am I supposed to do? I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. He was an asset, and he was, in my opinion, a survivor. He was caught between a rock and a hard place, but he was trying to figure out how to navigate what was coming, but never got the opportunity because of the client list.
Thinking that this or this was the door to his cell? No. We don't actually see Epstein's cell in this video. It's somewhere over here, off screen.
To the right
What's
of those
got
two
everyone
arrows.
talking, though, is the appearance of some kind of video control panel at 11:20 here. And then, let's watch what happens at 11:59.
There we go. So look at the clock in the bottom left-hand corner.
Wow, would you look at that? We just lost a whole minute. Watch the clock.
Watch the clack.
During this time, there's some movement at the officer station, but we now have an entire minute unaccounted for. People still obsess over a supposed missing frame in this video of an explosion at the Pentagon on 9/11.
Because if the frame is missing, when it shouldn't be missing, what's it showing? It's easy to call people who have naturally inquiring minds, who understand that they really shouldn't be trusting their government when it comes to matters of statecraft and spycraft. And we all know false flags have been committed by various governments across the planet on its own people. Why would the Americans be any different? Some would argue they wrote the book.
Now, this video is supposed to be the evidence to help convince us that Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself and did not have a client list.
No.
There's video clear as day. He's
Dan, the man. How disappointed. How terribly disappointed I am in you. And Kash Patel. I mean, what are we to make of these men who, on the lead up to Trump gaining power, were crusader-like in their proclamations of how they were going to do what they were going to do, and they were just going to do it. Hang the expense. And I mean expense in terms of whatever it cost the people who were being exposed, the people who were, whatever it cost the people who were hiding it, that kind of cost. So here we are. A minute missing. Is a minute long enough to carry out a suicide? The men who do this kind of wet work, as it's called, are very skilled. It's what they do. Do I know this for sure? No, of course not. I've got no proof. Thankfully. I'd be between a rock and a hard place if I had proof, wouldn't I? No, of course not. It's all speculation. But you know, the old saying is genuinely true. No smoke without fire. Come on, Dan.
the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it.
I wonder, is there a single person on the planet who believes this? Kash Patel has been talking a lot about rebuilding trust with the American people.
How do you believe Americans will regain trust in our most important law enforcement agencies?
One thing: exposure of corruption. Put out the documents, put out the evidence.
If they think closing the
There it
Jeffrey
is.
Epstein case like this and hoping it will go away will help with the rebuilding of trust, I fear they have severely miscalculated.
They've damaged themselves beyond belief. Bondi, Patel and Bongino are now, in my opinion, they're irretrievably damaged by this. All the posturing beforehand, all the talking about the righteous fight for the American people, and now look where we are. I think the big question here now isn't whether or not Epstein killed himself. There's a minute missing. We can all speculate till the cows come home, and we will. The bigger question for me now is what mechanisms are in place to cause this to happen. Because it's my view that, on the face of it at least, Bongino, Patel, and Bondi were, before Trump came to power and they were making these proclamations of truth and justice for the American people, they were very much sincere in their belief and their intention. And now they've gotten into power and something's become apparent, which has meant this is where we are. A few weeks ago, Elon Musk tweeted, did he tweet, you'll never see, something like, paraphrasing, you'll never see the client list because Trump is on that list. Well, I don't have any trouble believing that. Why would I? I've never been a fan of Trump, but as I've stated previously, I think he's the shot in the arm that America needs right now. America, like Europe, is very ill politically. And we need somebody like Trump, this side of the water, who basically just wants to thumb the establishment here in the eye because they can. And someone who believes in the people rather than the political process. That the people are the political process, not these sketchy organizations. I won't go into right now and mention because I might get into trouble. So, until next time, this is me signing off. Look after yourselves.